It's so weird that I have such a different perspective than you, because I'm okay with a delay. When I heard it, I'm like, okay, yep, fix the bugs.
It depends on the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not like that with everything, but I'm just saying for that I was just like, fix it, because I don't want to wait, because we delayed this so long. I don't want to wait so long and be like, wow, a game with a bunch of patches to fix these bugs, and that would make me mad.
It's just more potentially bad news and a week of already bad news.
I think that's what it was that pushed you over the top. It was all this bad stuff, and then you're like, are you kidding me?
I find out that T-Mobile a day later canceled my iPhone. I'm like, what the fuck is happening to me right now?
Like, you really don't want.
Yeah, not to get
off
topic, but they canceled my order and didn't tell me about it. They were just like, yeah, fuck your order. I found out this morning. I'm like, thanks, guys.
Did your card not go through?
No, they were ready to charge it and everything like that. They just were like, meh. But I guess there was like some issue with their system. I got refunded some money, so I'm happy with that.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I agree. It's like a string of just bad stuff that's not stuff that it's not even necessarily bad. It's just
underwhelming,
construed, and I don't understand it, and I don't think anyone understands it. And I was reading an article on Kotaku a couple days ago where they were talking about Sony effectively announced the system this week to address a problem that no one knew existed, and this was like. And then, like, the article goes on to say, well, there's really not a problem, and it was like kind of like, you know how companies market things. Sometimes they're bullshit.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, the way that the tablet was presented is somewhat bullshit. But there's like an element of like, I have to be sold on this. There's an element of like, show me why this is valuable in my life. Why do I need to spend $500 on this? And like, they failed to do that. And because it's like, okay, so I have to go buy a new 4K television. That's roughly $500.
I mean, is anybody, do you know, excited about it at all?
No.
Not that I know of. Anybody is like, okay, when you talk about the Pro, it's like...
I know a lot of hardcore gamers too, and none of them.
No.
None of them are,
I mean, it's... Here's the way to look at it, and this is kind of building into the whole Sony continuously shooting itself in the foot this week, is the thing that really makes the biggest difference isn't the 4K with the Pro. Yeah. It's the HDR.
Yeah.
And the HDR update is available on all systems.
Yeah. But the problem is that, like, you can't... So the problem is you have to be able to show... HDR is not the same thing as VR. Like, how do you go into a Best Buy and how do you show the difference between 4K... Excuse me, and HDR. That's difficult to do, and there's not a lot of televisions that are HDR compatible. And not to mention, I was looking the other day just to try and see if I could find something that was affordable, and it's confusing as hell because you have like UHD, then you have curve UHD, then you have 4K UHD with later you even have like OLED in combination in there. And people just go in there, and I'm like, someone who's actually reading about this on a day-to-day basis, I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean, that's partially on the TV manufacturers for making it, like, here's all of these technical things with model number and just number, letter, letter. Yeah. Like, it's all acronyms and bullshit.
Yeah, which means absolutely nothing. So as someone who's like, okay, maybe I do have money to waste. Maybe I do want to have like that better picture quality, and I want to spend $400 on a new system this fall. I don't really know what TV I need to go out and get.
Yeah.
So it's like you run into that problem where it's like you got money to blow, but you don't know how to blow it because you don't know what you're supposed to go out and buy.
I just don't understand.
See, and last week I thought I was of the mindset like this is not a horrible thing, but then I went back and like I watched some portions of what we recorded last week, and then kind of like looking back on your point specifically, like I'm more convinced now that you're right than I thought you would be, I guess, because it was like you were like, this is stupid, and I like started to read about it, and I'm like looking at all these different model numbers and stuff like that. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I mean maybe I thought it was stupid, and I was like, I just don't get it. Like. And I'm like, maybe I'm not that much of a technology junkie to be like, okay, you know. But even from people that are, I just
it seems like one of those things where like eventually the cost will come down to the point where it's affordable, and you will happen to buy a television that happens to be HDR compatible. Yeah, maybe. But for the most part,
do you think there was incentive to do it like that?
It's kind of future proofing in a way.
Yeah,
because HDR, I definitely think will be the future idea of what it's the next jump in picture quality.
Yeah, because
3D wasn't. No, it's fine. Like 3D, I was like, oh, this is the future. Like, nah, 3D is a gimmick.
Yeah.
4K and HDR are legitimate. Like, you can see a physical difference of why you would want to have one of these TVs.
Yeah.
Where 3D, I don't like 3D personally. It gives me a headache.
Yeah.
But I can look at one of these TVs and go, like, damn,
that looks better.
That looks fantastic.
And see, I don't, I'm putting myself into my parents' shoes who are retired and they're going out and they want to get a brand new television at Best Buy and they're going to look and they're going to look at a television and they say, that looks good to us. And then the guy's going to come over and be like, well, that's actually the lower end of the television. And they're like, this is the really good one. It's $2,000 more. And they're like, oh, well, we like that one. We're going to go with that one. It's not going to play everything. It's not going to be compatible with everything they need to be compatible with either. And so I'm just trying to put it in perspective how this is going to be a problem to consumers because I don't think consumers are going to give a shit enough about any of this.
Do you think, though, if they would have waited to do it till the PlayStation 5 or something, it would have been too late to the game? That's
a good point.
You know what I mean?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I think the big thing for me for this that could have been maybe too late to the game, but even then, if PS5 is in 2 years, it's not really that late because it's all still new.
I would say it's probably going to be 2 years before any of this is integrated in a way where you could go into a Sam's Club or Costco and buy a television that's HDR compatible, that's 4K, that's affordable, that's...
So that's why I wonder why they jumped the gun to do it. I understand...
I think it's because they're expecting this console life cycle to last longer than maybe we are thinking it's going to be.
Okay. I can understand that.
Who was it that... It was Colin Moriarty from Kind of Funny. He was talking about that too. He's like, if you look at the overall lifespan of consoles, this past generation, 360 and PlayStation 3 and Wii, lasted a lot longer, partly due because of the recession in 2008. It's but typically, if you go back before that, 4 to 5 years is usually
standard.
That's the standard. And to some degree, they're trying to get somewhat back to that, but they don't want to make the full step and then have to charge, I guess, us maybe $200 more than what they are for the Pro system, rather than just take, like you said, half-step that S model and be able to slowly start to integrate some of those things in before they make the next jump in 3 or 4 years, which is going to be the brand new system.
Yeah.
So I get that aspect of it. Maybe it's just one of those situations where they have to be, with tech, you kind of have to be the first out. You have to put that out first. It gives you the opportunity to kind of dictate where the market's going to go.
Yeah.
So,
because they kind of did that with the PS3, because the PS3 is partially what helped Blu-ray be the thing that won over HD DVDs.
It was a bloody battle.
Yeah, I didn't even know anybody that owns HD DVDs.
Oh man, I almost bought one too. When they got discontinued, I'm like, this is coming back. And I remember they're getting super discount. I'm gonna go buy one. I'm so happy I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I didn't.
I went to go out garage sale and it was a bunch of HD DVDs. I'm like, well, this is no use to me.
Little red bar at the top.
Oh yeah, I was like, cool. What do we do with that?
I think at one point in time, Sony put out a Blu-ray player that could play those.
Oh really?
So, but yeah, they still weren't of the greatest quality compared to Blu-ray. So
no. But yeah, I think PS5. It's just getting into predictions at this point of what Sony could do to change. I guess 4K Blu-ray drive has to be in it.
Are we thinking that
the fact that it isn't in the Pro is stupid?
I don't know. I mean, the fact that they didn't put it in the Pro system...
I mean, it drops the price down.
Yeah, it drops it down, which I agree with that point that you made.
But it's still one of those things like the interim model for the Xbox One has it.
I don't know. I mean, I remember a year ago when they announced backwards compatibility as a feature for the system that was coming back for the Xbox One. People were like, "Oh, this is huge. This is a huge game changer." Nobody uses it. Nobody uses it, and that was one of the biggest things with this coming generation. Is I can't play my old games. Well, now you have the ability to do that with a lot of big titles.
Yeah.
Nobody does. Nobody uses it anymore.
Yep.
That's very true, but I think it's a little different when you're going looking at something that's a current and still emerging market compared to an older one, because 4K Blu-rays you're starting to see a lot more of them.
Yeah.
And the fact that 4K is such a big deal to Sony that's was half of the PlayStation meeting.
Yeah.
Was talking about the 4K support.
Yeah.
optimist. I would hope that they were looking at numbers and said, you know what?
I do think that's what it is.
This does not need to be in our system. Ultimately, this is not how people are watching films.
Yeah.
This is, which I guess I could see that. I don't know. Okay, cool. It's not in there. What's the point of the system? I keep going back to, okay, so you didn't put it in there. Overall, like, what is driving me to spend? Because I mean, I'll sell my PS4. I might have a little extra cheddar come the end of the year. Maybe I do want to buy one of these. I'm still not sold.
No, like I said,
the only thing maybe selling people is maybe the space. Maybe.
Yeah, but you can buy an external hard drive for $100.
Yeah.
Or a replaceable internal hard drive.
Exactly.
Like I said, my thinking for what the people who are going to buy this is either people who already have these TVs that have a PS4 that now go, oh, I can now have, all my games look better, or people who don't have a PS4, but maybe they have a 4K TV, and a 4K HDR TV if they have this, and then they go, okay, now I have something that I can get the full use out of this with. Which
is kind of funny because 4K televisions in and of themselves are already, small percentage of people have them. And you add the HDR on there, and then this percentage gets even smaller.
No, but 4K TVs have come down in price a lot.
Yeah, they have, but it's still not. I was like, hey, Dad, have you heard about 4K? What's 4K?
No, I mean, it's still not. It's still new enough that not enough people know about it, but it's surprisingly cheap enough already to where I could see maybe next year.
Yeah.
Especially Black Friday and Christmas this year, I think you're going to see an uptick of a lot of people getting them again.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm very curious. We'll see, and overall, we'll see what they do. I don't know.
We'll see.
Honestly,
and some people really do care about how games look. Like graphics is like one of their biggest things, and I think for those people, they'll be willing to spend the money.
The $400.
I'm not like that, so I don't know.
No, it's where do graphics push the game? Do they make the game better?
No, like Brandon said last week, graphics, mathics. But what's his name? Phil Spencer? Is that his name from Microsoft?
Yeah.
Right now, I think he's sitting back in his house smoking a Cuban cigar, rubbing his hands together, because I think he sees an open opportunity to jump right back on this whole train.
It could. It depends on what Microsoft puts out. I mean,
the door's wide open for them.
Yeah.
The door's never been wide. What was the word I'm looking for? It's never been so open since 2013. Like, it is blown way open right now.
That's very true, but what do they have the show for? I mean, like, what exclusives are coming out for?
Right now, if
Gears 4.
If I were them, I would be dropping some serious coin right now to make sure, if we need to put more people from one team to over here to make sure we get some exclusives out, to make sure we sell consoles, to make sure that we market the hell out of this thing for this holiday season. Door's open. Like, they could easily come and swoop this back up, and we could be looking at 2017 as, like, every single month, the Xbox One has been outselling the PS4 because PlayStation dropped the ball, I think.
It could happen. Like I said, it's what do they have come out, and are they going to be good? Because all the exclusives for Xbox One, or most of the exclusives, have reviewed pretty well. They did not sell
very well.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot of people who played them and said they were particularly good. Like Halo 5 got really good reviews. I don't know anyone that legitimately likes the game.
Yeah. I mean, you got the pro gamers on the market.
But other than the online side of it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Dead Rising 3.
Yeah.
Reviews, not doing that great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna require some remarketing. They're definitely got to fix that slow, laggy UI that they have for their system.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If I were them right now, I'd be like, "Hey guys, we got it.
Yeah.
It's back. We can do this as long as we just."
Business, baby.
Basically.
On that though, you did send me the thing for the PlayStation 4.0 update.
Yeah.
I heard about this a while ago. I do like how the UI is on that now, though.
Yeah, it looks much
nicer.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I think they did right.
Yeah, from the get-go.
From the get-go was with the... Well, I mean, even with just this update, because now when you bring up the quick menu, it doesn't take up the whole fucking screen anymore.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you can close stuff out or switch stuff over when in the middle of a game, and it won't take up the whole screen. It doesn't take you completely out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's small things, but they make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Polish it up really nicely.
I agree with that.
Yeah.